A number of weeks ago, Ray, who's one of our supporters, got in touch to say that he'd discovered a memorial cross in his local church. It was nestling amongst the brooms and buckets and mops and other cleaning kit and hidden by a display panel. He asked the church elders, why is it tucked away? And they explained that they had no idea why it was in the church. In fact, over the years, they'd appealed many times in the local paper and elsewhere to see if anybody could tell them why it was in their church, which is at Belstead on the outskirts of Ipswich. They then made the decision that the memorial cross would have a much better home here at Great War Huts where people could see it. So, as you can see, it's a magnificent example of a proper battlefield memorial cross. And it's named in loving memory, rest in peace, to Lieutenant J. Gordon Brown, who was commissioned into the 2nd First Suffolk Yeomanry, but killed while attached to the 4th Battalion Suffolk Regiment on the 6th of February 1917. So we did a little bit of research, a bit of digging, and discovered that Gordon Brown was actually a South African. And when the war broke out, he was attached to serving with the Rhodesia Regiment in German Southwest Africa, fighting the Germans in their colony there. Presumably he was badly wounded or became sick, and during his period of convalescence, he was then commissioned into the Suffolk Yeomanry. Now, the 2nd First Suffolk Yeomanry never served overseas at all. They were a drafting battalion, really, for the main Suffolk Yeomanry Battalion, who fought at Gallipoli and later in Palestine. But many of them, once commissioned, were then posted to other regiments, and in this case, the 1st 4th Battalion of the Suffolk Regiment. And as you can see, there's an awful lot of efforts gone into making this memorial cross for him, very clearly done by the battalion, probably by the battalion pioneers. And in Stormont Gibbs' book, From the Somme to the Armistice, he mentions Gordon Brown being killed during a German trench raid, a particularly savage German trench raid, and says that J. Gordon Brown and 3 other ranks were killed during a German trench raid, this savage German trench raid on the night of the 6th of February 1917. And as you can see, the Graves Registration Unit, their GRU marker there and his name, the date he was killed, and the unit mark has for some reason been taken off or been broken off or certainly lost over the years. But it's a magnificent example of a memorial cross, and certainly we shall make sure that Gordon Brown's story is told here at Great War Huts.